Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the As Time Film Podcast, where we talk about films and other things in nerd culture. My name is Tom, and as always, I'm joined with my co-host John.
G'day, you bloody legends! I can't do the Australian accent.
You've got enthusiasm today. And oh boy, will you need it! We have a lot to talk about today.
Yeah,
how are you?
We're very happy to talk about our main segment today because it's been a blast.
Yeah, we've been waiting for a few weeks to talk about the boys, but we've got a lot of news here. Okay, so
please don't be casting news because I've been hearing it weeks after weeks.
You know what? I don't think we have any casting news today.
Oh.
This is actually a good week when it comes to casting news.
Yes, this is a good week. This is one of the best weeks in 2020.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll see about that. So we'll start with something quite happy. We have our first look at The Witcher Season 2. So Henry Cavill posted some pictures of him as Geralt of Rivia in his new suit, and there were also some other images of Ciri, who is now training, it looks like. You watched Season 1, right?
Yeah, I know the story of The Witcher and everything. So I know what you talk about, yeah.
Yeah. So, this looks... Did you see these pictures?
Yeah, I'm absolutely excited for Season 2, actually, because we get to explore more, but I feel like that we're... if you played CD Projekt's game, you know you're in for a treat because you get to see the live adaptation of the game and the books as well. But it's a really good TV show. And you know Henry Cavill aced it as The Witcher.
Yeah, so I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty interested about Season 2 because they're going to bring in new characters. And, yeah.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, Season 1 had a very interesting timeline. You know, they structured everything and they kind of went back and forth throughout time.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see this season. Probably will just have a linear focus, considering all the characters at the end of last season converged into the same place.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more focused on The Witcher. What you said, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I haven't played the games or read the books. So for me, this is all like new territory. So I don't really know where it could go.
Yeah, you would need to play the game, man.
Yeah, I do know that various characters like Ciri are like different in the books and the games. So I'm expecting some new directions for various characters.
We got Yennefer back. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so next piece of news is an unfortunate. A delay again, so everything has been delayed this week, and it all starts with June. Is it June or Dune? It has been delayed to October 1st, 2021. So that it was gonna come out December 18th, I think, this year, but no, it's been pushed back. Warner Brothers decided we're pushing it back to October 1st, 2021. God damn it. I was excited for this.
Whoever's in charge of doing the dates and everything, please, you gotta understand about cinemas, because this week, Cineworld has been closed.
Yes, it closed on Friday.
Yeah. And then, look, Tenet came out, yeah? Did we have any problems? Well, we had lots of delays on that one. But anyway,
yeah, it's this all comes from Tenet and the fact that it didn't do as well as they wanted it to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
Yeah. It is really upsetting. But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're finished with this yet, if they've done all the CGI and all... I assume they have, considering we were literally like 2 months out. So, who knows, maybe this extra time will be really beneficial for the show.
Yeah. I'm just sad.
yeah, it is really, really sad. Okay, so we've got some Mandalorian news as well. so this is coming from who's going to be writing each of the episode. So Jon Favreau is going to be writing 6 of the 8 episodes this season. But what's interesting is that Episode 5 and Episode 7 are both going to be written. So Episode 5 will be written by Dave Filoni, and Episode 7 will be written by Rick Famuyiwa. They both directed episodes last season. But what's interesting is that obviously there are all these rumours about various characters from the Clone Wars and Rebels are going to be in Mandalorian Season 2. And with Dave Filoni, who had a big role in directing and writing a lot of the Clone Wars and Rebels, if he's writing Episode 5, I wonder, does this mean that Episode 5 is going to be the episode where we see, some of these characters from Clone Wars and Rebels? What do you think?
That's interesting. Very interesting, because what you said, I haven't watched the Clone Wars yet, but yeah, I can tell that you're pretty excited that you're going to see the returning characters in Episode 5, possibly, but I think that's really interesting to bring out the old characters, so yeah.
I agree. Okay, we had a little bit of a break there, but we're back on some delays. The Batman. So now that Dune got pushed up to 1st of October, which was the Batman's release date, the Batman has now gone to March 2022, specifically the 4th of March 2022. Yay.
Can I just say something?
You can say anything.
Yes. Whoever thought that they thought, oh no, Dune's going to take it in October 1st. I mean, you made your mark already. You say, yeah, I'm doing it on October 1st, we're doing it, but oh no, in March. It's going to feel watching in March. It's going to feel really weird watching in March, because whoever read The Long Halloween, it starts on October 1st, so yeah, and I thought that'd be pretty interesting to watch it in October, because it's spooky. Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people did suggest that this would be based off The Long Halloween, so I like that. Maybe they were trying to gun for that kind of release date because it had more of an affiliation with The Long Halloween.
So in 6 months or something,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't people find out what if the COVID vaccination works, or the COVID things is lifted, or something like that? Wouldn't the dates will be coming earlier, or just staying the same?
No, I think if we can only hope that this all goes away. If it does, I really don't think that they'll bring forward release dates unless they have a load of dead space. The Batman has been delayed, but Dune is now coming to the old release date. So if they moved Batman back to October 1st, where would they put Dune? So I think it's very, very difficult to navigate that one. But it's disappointing, obviously.
Yeah, very disappointing.
Yeah, but don't worry, we have more delays. So The Flash has also been delayed to November 2022.
No!
Yeah, yep. So there was a whole slew of DC delays. See, the more that The Flash gets delayed, the more worried I am, because, I very much, The Flash is really planning some big things, and I don't want it to be a situation where Marvel specifically gets to, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness first, and then, we've got, it takes away kind of, how special it is for DC to go through the multiverse and meet characters and, actors from their previous films. If Marvel does it first, I think it loses some of that appeal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I see what you mean. That I'm just worried about that Marvel's going to take over DC again.
Yeah.
Because DC has so much stuff to upload onto the on cinema.
Yeah.
But then Marvel's just oh, how about we get Spider-Man 3. We'll talk about that.
No, yeah, we've got quite a bit of news from Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. Let's talk about Spider-Man 3.
We'll talk about it in a bit because we have more delays. we got so many more delays. Okay, so Shazam: Fury of the Gods is now delayed to June 2023, which is actually the latest. I think that's the latest superhero film that has a release date. Everything else is in 2022. So this is 3 years time. That's kind of mad.
Yeah, that's mad. Mad.
But on a bit of a similar note, Black Adam no longer has a release date, so that doesn't even have a release date anymore. It was going to come out December 2021, but now it's just gone. It's totally just disappeared. It's disappeared. No release date for Black Adam until they can, until they have any idea about when they're going to shoot.
I wish we can time travel and stop that coronavirus, but no.
Yeah, no, that would be really helpful, but we've got to live with it, I guess. But not exactly a delay, but actually what you were talking about before, The Matrix 4 has been moved up. So it was going to come out in 2022, but now it's coming out in December 2021. No, I think this is good. It's being moved up instead of moved back. So it was coming out in June 2022, I think, and now it's coming out in December 2021.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I think moved up was like...
No. This is a good one.
Oh, this is great news.
Yeah. I still haven't seen Matrix 2 or 3. So...
Me neither.
I can't comment, not really.
Wait, you haven't seen Matrix 2 and 3? I haven't seen Matrix 2 and 3.
We need to watch him.
Buddy watch film.
Buddy watch. I wish we could. We can't even go into each other's houses. Still recording this over Skype. But we do have the coveted Spider-Man news that was promised. So this week we are now getting the news that Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man 3, sequel to Spider-Man Far From Home, and Benedict Cumberbatch will shoot it before going straight into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. What do you think?
They're milking it now.
They've milked it already, and they just keep on going. There's so much milk.
If they actually gonna bring someone that, like, J.K. Simmons, well, we actually know J.K. Simmons in that, but if they bring someone like, I don't know, like a really famous actor or something, and they somehow said, oh yeah, this is so much better than Flashback. No, because, I just hoping that, one, I hope they don't milk it. They actually did a really good storyline. 2, it's not a rip-off of Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse. Or 3, they don't have, like, Tom Holland as, like, the main thing of the film. Like, other Spider-Mans. And, but it's just going to be more focused on Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's a weird one, because obviously last week we got the news of Electro is going to be in this film. Jamie Foxx is Electro, and it's like, so what? Are we doing Spider-Verse now? Is this what Doctor Strange is going to do? But then also, at the end of Far From Home, obviously we had the revelation, spoilers for Far From Home, that that Mysterio revealed Peter Parker's identity as Spider-Man to the public, and it's like, in the comics, Doctor Strange, this has happened before, and Spider-Man got Doctor Strange to make everyone forget. So
really?
Yeah, really? So I'm now worried that they're going to do this, and they're going to...
That's such a lame move.
Right, exactly, and I feel like they're going to do this and totally ruin all the setup.
You know what? Okay, so if they didn't do that, they are going to be doing that, but if they do something else, they could bring out, like, other Spider-Mans to protect Peter Parker's identity, but then somehow Electro comes out the portal, and then boom. Wait.
Yeah, there are definitely ways. Yeah, there's ways they could do this, like in a Spider-Verse way, but we still haven't even got a bloomin' a a Spider-Man film, like an MCU Spider-Man film, where it's him swinging through the city of New York, defeating a villain. Like, people will say like, oh yeah, we had that 5 times, like with the previous Spider-Man films, but now we've had 5 times that we've seen Spider-Man outside of New York. Civil War, Homecoming, Far From Home, Infinity War, Endgame, and it's like, whoa there, we should bring it back.
If I actually predicted the Spider-Man 3 film, I'm just gonna go to Marvel and say hire me.
Yeah. It turns out that John is just psychic and can predict all the films.
I'm sorry, guys. I am the one.
He is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not less excited for Spider-Man 3.
I just don't have any care for Marvel right now. They're just gonna go, hey guys, Spider-Man, look at that strange intellectual. We got more characters. But yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But there is some not Spider-Man, Marvel news that might change your mind on that in a little bit. Just a little bit, I assume. But for now, we got to talk.
And yeah, it looks.
Oh yeah, well that's not the one I was talking about. We do have that to talk about as well. But before that, Soul, Pixar's Soul, their next film, is now going to be put on Disney Plus on the 25th of December. So it was going to go to cinemas a week or so before this. But now it's on Disney Plus, or will be on Disney Plus. It's not gonna. You don't have to pay for it like you did with Mulan. But this is insane.
Good.
Yeah, that is good. I agree. I think that's at least decent. But
you can't see it on the big screen where you can cry.
I know, like Pixar's films, and especially like if you look at Soul, it looks beautiful. Like it looks like really, really well animated. It looks like you're seeing the city of New York really alive, and I just don't feel like it'll have the same impact on the small screen or even like a TV. I just don't. I just think that they should have waited for it. I get why they didn't because they
I see what you
worried
mean.
and all that. But still.
Why?
Yeah, I would have indeed liked to see.
But what if you can get a projector and then boom, you're at the big screen? But no, it doesn't have the magic of the loud music and everything.
Yeah, well, as someone who does have a projector, they are pretty good. So, like,
but have you had like one of those small projectors, but they're really good?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I watch films on my projector at home fairly frequently.
Yeah. Fun fact: Tom played the Arkham Origins on the big projector.
I did. It's true.
It looked pretty good.
Yeah. One time I hooked my Xbox 360 up there and I played Minecraft on it, and it was great. But yeah, okay. So we've also got. So this is the Marvel news that I alluded to just a couple minutes ago. We got our first look at M.O.D.O.K. So the TV show M.O.D.O.K. This is a stop motion animated film. It's starring starring Patton Oswalt. It looks like to be a comedy. We got some pictures and a couple of clips. What do you think?
Sorry?
What do you think about M.O.D.O.K?
Oh, M.O.D.O.K. They're actually expanding more on M.O.D.O.K's life in. Wait, what are we talking about?
M.O.D.O.K. Are you playing video games again?
No. Look. I'm on the phone. Yeah, not doing anything.
It's okay. It's okay. I believe you.
Misheard what you said. Something M.O.D.O.K. Right?
M.O.D.O.K.
Is this Marvel, right?
Yes, M.O.D.O.K.
Right. Okay. Cool. I thought I was talking about something else. Right?
No, I'm not talking about Matt Murdock.
We get to see more of M.O.D.O.K. Because when Daredevil cancelled season 4. Yes.
Season 3. We're not talking about Matt Murdock, John. We're talking about M.O.D.O.K.
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 Do you remember I sent you the video yesterday?
Oh, M.O.D.O.K. That's M.O.D.O.K. M.O.D.O.K. Right.
M.O.D.O.K.
Oh, I'm so deaf. Anyway, yeah, I thought it looked pretty interesting.
Oh, Neil.
Are you still laughing? Yeah, laugh on it.
Neil.
Laugh on it more. Yeah, come on, laugh it more. Come on.
Okay, go on.
Right, so, yeah, it reminded me of, that animated thing that you showed me with that comedy animated thing, Robot something?
Robot Chicken.
Yeah, Robot
Yes,
Chicken.
yes.
It reminds me a lot of that, and it looks pretty interesting as well. It's comedic, and it says it's R-rated, so...
Yeah, it looks to be something really fresh and unique, and I think it looks pretty cool. I don't actually know where this is gonna come onto, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. Like, it looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's part of anything though. I don't know if it's meant to be like part of the MCU. I doubt it. But
yeah, but yeah, I think that's new and fresh, and we'll see that.
Yeah. Yes, we will. Okay, and now speaking of superhero TV shows, this one. Oh my god, I am so excited for this. So, there has been confirmed on HBO Max that there will be a Green Lantern 10-episode series. Oh boy, there's no release date, but I am so excited for this. This has Greg Berlanti attached. Now, he is the executive producer for all the Arrow shows. Most recently Stargirl, which is on Amazon Prime, and you should watch it. It's really, really good. And also got Mark Guggenheim attached, who's written a lot of Arrow and wrote a lot of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And it's supposed to revolve around Guy Gardner. So he is one of the Green Lanterns, and he's ginger. Just wanted to point that out. As a ginger myself, I feel represented. Jessica Cruz, who is a more recent Green Lantern, she's got quite an interesting backstory, considering she doesn't have a more typical lantern ring. And Alan Scott, who's the original Green Lantern, the cape and everything, he's like the original one. And there were also mentions of people like Kilowog and Sinestro. So they're not going down the direct Hal Jordan route that they did in the film or anything like that. But, I'm so excited for this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited as well. At least we'll get like a proper HBO TV show that is like high budget, and we know that HBO Max is loving more on DC, and we already know that they're gonna release the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah. I think they're going to smash it.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're doing some really interesting things. There have been rumours that Batfleck's going to get his own show. There's rumours that Brandon Routh's Superman is going to get his own show. And then a lot of people want a Black Canary show. Black Canary from Birds of Prey.
Yeah, Black Canary, I know.
And this all sounds so cool. Really interesting stuff that, I wouldn't really expect. And, same with Marvel doing their Disney Plus stuff. It's really interesting to see on, this crossover between TV and film. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah. I'm speaking of HBO, I'm very, very excited for Snyder Cut, and
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. I'm still worried about how we're going to get that over here in England, but I have faith in them. I
hope we just get the same time as them, because it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, no, it would be like after all this time, I would literally just cry.
America, you get it first. Now England's gonna get it in July.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have the announced cast for a new Resident Evil film.
Yes. New Resident Evil film.
You played any of the games? Seen any of the other films?
Sorry?
Have you seen any of the other films or played any of the games?
Well, but I know the games. I never seen the films, but I really know the games, because the games are like the original thing. Like you played it. But I played the demo to Resident Evil 2, the new game that came out 2018.
Yes.
No, 2019, I think. Yes.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I played it and it looked really fun.
Yeah.
So I was just going to get the game later sometime, but I'm just too focused on a game right now. But
yeah, Dark Souls, right?
And also, Tom recommended this game, so I have to play that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
you've had Batman Telltale for 3 weeks now. 3 weeks.
Anyway, Resident Evil. I'm just hoping that they're not going to do the weird thing they've done with the movies, because the movies looked a bit.
Yeah, the movies don't have the best reputation, but we have. Okay, so here are the. Excuse me. Here are the 6 people we have attached. So we have Kea Scodelario. I know that name. She's been in things. She was in The Maze Runner. She was in Pirates of the Caribbean. She was in Skins. Yeah, she's a decent actress. Hannah John Carmen, who was in both Ready Player One and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Robbie Amell, who is Stephen Amell's cousin, he was in Arrow. Tom Hopper, who was in Doctor Who and Merlin, and very recently in the Umbrella Academy. Avon Jogia, I think is how you say his name. I don't know anything that he's been in. And then Neil McDonough, who was in Arrow as well, and pops up here and there. He was in Captain America: First Avenger, and also in Sonic the Hedgehog. So a decent cast, all well-able actors.
That's really good.
Yeah, so looks interesting. Okay, next, so I've got a bit more Marvel news for you. Now, this is the thing that makes me really, really excited. So Natalie Portman, obviously, is playing Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor in upcoming Thor Love and Thunder. And she was in an interview and she did confirm that they are going to do, and this makes me so, so very happy, that they are going to do the cancer storyline.
Graphic novel.
Yes, from the comic books, they're going to do the cancer storyline for the character, and this makes me so happy.
Because that is really good, because I read the 3 comics about the Mighty Thor, and I thought that was a touching story about we all know Jane Foster, but then she gets cancer, but then
I didn't know you'd read them.
Sorry?
I didn't know you read them.
Yeah, I've got it. I got the issues up in the graphic novel section.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. So, and it's a very touching story, because she's got cancer at one bit, but then she becomes Thor, and it's just kind of sad about we don't know about superheroes in their personal life, and you see them as strong, powerful, but then they're getting weak and dying. But
that's something.
They're taking that.
Yeah, that's something I was really worried about, because obviously in the comics it's a big thing that to become Thor she has to sacrifice all the chemotherapy that she's undergone. So it's definitely a big factor of her kind of role in the comic books, but obviously there's also a lot more background to that, regarding her identity and stuff in the comics. I've read 4 of the Mighty Thor graphic novels, and I've got 3 left. But I do know what happens at the end. I won't spoil it for anyone.
Yeah.
But I wonder.
Do you recommend it?
Hell yeah! Oh my god, they are some of the best Marvel comics I've read in a long time.
Another Marvel comic that I recommend, Spider-Man Life Story.
Yes, yeah. I really want to get that. But I've got some other things to read first, and some things that are higher up on my list of graphic novels to read. But I wonder how far they'll go with this. See, I didn't think they'd do it. They haven't done Peter Parker as a struggling poor man, in the MCU. They didn't do Iron Man or Tony Stark as a drunk billionaire, who sleeps around a lot. They almost did in Iron Man 2, but so I feel like they have skated around some certain things. They made quite a few jokes out of Thor's depression in Endgame, and this is really interesting because they're actually going down this really dark route, and I'm just interested to see how they're gonna deal with it and how far they will go, because it is, after all, films aimed towards kids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just hoping that they'll take the dark elements and trying to put it into use about why superheroes are special to all of us, and yeah, it just shows that we need some. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some various James Bond news. Okay, so
this is pain.
Obviously, last week James Bond No Time to Die was delayed until April. Very sad. But there are actually rumours that Daniel Craig does want to come back for another James Bond film, which is really weird because obviously he's obviously said that he was done after Spectre, and now it seems like this would be his last one. But no, it seems like he wants to do another one. And what's more is that the producers of the James Bond films, Kerry Fukunaga, I think is how you say her name, Fukunaga, who has just directed No Time to Die. They want him to do the next Bond film. So it seems like they have a lot of faith in him, to make a better Bond film.
You're kidding me, right? Because in the past, we all know that James Bond said, Daniel Craig said that he'd rather
slit his wrists, than
doing the James Bond
films. That is honestly mad. So
I have no words to say.
Yeah, that is really strange. I honestly don't know what the deal is, but
is it money or does he actually enjoy it?
It probably is money, to be honest.
If it isn't money, then that is super strange.
Yeah.
Strangest thing of 2020.
That's a bold claim there. We also have some Star Wars news. Kenobi, so Ewan McGregor has confirmed, he was on the Graham Norton show this last week, and he confirmed that Kenobi will start filming in March 2021. So it seems like they're going ahead with filming for that. They don't have a solid release date just yet, but he's confirmed it's beginning filming, which is great, which means that come March, maybe February or April, we'll get some of our first pictures, our first information about the show. I'm super excited for it. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually excited for the Kenobi series because we all know we all love Ewan McGregor as General Kenobi.
We do. He's the best.
He is the best.
Yeah, I always like to see more areas of Star Wars explored, and while I do think that the time period between episode 2 and episode 3 and 4 have been done to death, I'm always happy to see more of Ewan as Obi-Wan. So I have no complaints there. Moving on, we have more Spider-Man 3 news. I'm sorry, John, I lied to you. There's more Spider-Man 3 news. It's rumoured. Now, this is only a rumour, so this isn't confirmed in the same way that Doctor Strange is, but it's rumoured that Marvel are looking for Venom to be in Spider-Man 3. You heard it here first, folks. Venom could be in Spider-Man 3.
Are you kidding me?
John, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, John.
What?
John.
What?
God damn it. This is not fun. What was that? I don't even want to know. I don't even know what they would do with... In a film that already has Doctor Strange and Electro, maybe the Sinister Six. There are rumours the Sinister Six are going to be in it. There are rumours that Dane DeHaan is going to come back as the Green Goblin and that Kirsten Dunst will come back as Mary Jane. In all these things that are going to go Spider-Verse, you're then going to put Venom in it. That just sounds very, very, very strange.
Yeah. I'm just mad.
Yep. Well, at least Venom's on Netflix in the UK here, so you can enjoy it. You can have a lovely watch of Venom.
Oh, pure cinema.
It is. Martin Scorsese would call it cinema. Okay, I think that's it for the news. So,
oh, thank God.
Let's get into our blooming
The Boys
main segment. We're gonna talk about The Boys season 2.
Now, welcome to the main section. The Boys. We're going to talk about The Boys.
We're going to talk about The Boys. We've been waiting to talk about The Boys for a long time.
I'm very excited to talk about this. I'm very excited.
Yes, me too. We've got quite a few things to go over. So, first of all, what are your overall impressions of the season?
I thoroughly enjoyed it because it's one of the best TV shows I've seen, and it's well, I'm a bit of a middle. Is it better than the first one? Is it better than the first season, or is it worse than the second season? I'm in the middle. I'm not too sure, but I really enjoyed it. The thing that I really like that it's more focused in drama, a bit more like a thriller. But then, season 1 was a bit more focused on violence as much, like what these supers are like. They're being really evil, and and second season just follows that in a different way. But I really like it, and there's a lot more comedy, a bit more style to it. I just, and there was really good characters. And then again, I just really loved Anthony Starr's as Homelander. He's just really scary. And just the music. I really like the music. They introduced me new music into this season, so. And we get to explore Butcher's past, and the bow. The bow at the end of the season finale. It's good.
Yeah, so we should probably say that this is going to be spoilers, actually.
Welcome to spoiler section.
Yeah, I think I agree. I definitely liked it. I will say that I don't like it quite as much as season 1, only because season 1 was like this revelation and it was very fresh and new. I don't think season 2 adds a whole lot more to the playing field. Not that it doesn't add anything, it's just not quite as much of a revelation as I feel like season 1 was. However, I really enjoyed this season.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think there are a lot of great
there were
things
moments that I enjoyed, especially I just really loved it. And what did I tell you about episode 7? I told you it's mind blowing.
Oh, is that a reference to the court?
Yeah. I've been saying it all week to you. Like,
I only watched it on Friday.
Well.
But yeah, I think, let's talk about the characters. I think you're right. I think
let's get into spoilers.
I think you're right. Anthony Starr is really pretty terrifying sometimes as Homelander.
Yeah, he's way more terrifying than season 1.
Yeah, I agree.
You get to see that there's a Nazi in Thor, and
and he's not exactly wrapped around the fingers of the woman from season 1 whose name I can't remember. But I just want to point.
Raina?
Maybe the girl whose breast milk he drinks.
Fresca?
The guy Homelander, the girl who was like she was a high up in Vought, and he drinks her breast milk.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Stewell, Madeline Stewell.
Yeah, that's right. Madeline, that's right. I just want to point out in season 2, whenever he drinks milk, my God, that's
it's so different because it's weird to watch drinking milk.
It's some of the best acting like I've ever seen. Like the way that like he kind of uses his tongue, it's insane. It is insane. I never thought I'd be talking on the podcast or anything about how incredible the milk was, but dude.
No, the milk should earn an Oscar.
The milk deserves an Oscar. Give Anthony Starr an Oscar just for the milk drinking.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And we get to see like a soft version of Butcher in this season that I really liked. Because, we've seen him last season like a big, arrogant and powerful guy, but then you get to see him like a sad version of him when you get to see his wife. This is the spoiler section, by the way. See his wife, and you see her die at the season finale, and that's just quite painful because you feel so sad for a character who is an asshole, but it's a very powerful moment in that scene. And
yeah, I agree.
And you get to see more Butcher's family, like his father who terribly raised him.
Yes, that's John Noble, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Lord of the Rings, of course.
Yeah, they're both in it.
Of course. Carl Urban is Aemir, of course. How did I forget that?
And I completely forgot that Carl Urban was in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, and he's in Judge Dredd as well.
Yeah.
And Star Trek.
I was about to say it, but okay.
I got that first.
Star Trek. Yeah, I completely forgot who he was in these movies because
he's in everything.
Such a good actor because he's got a massive beard, but and,
he really is in everything, and he's got a lot of range.
Yeah.
I'd say.
I agree. He's got a lot of range,
even though he does tend to play very similar characters.
And then we get to see more of the Kimiko and Frenchie relationship.
Yeah, I like that. I really enjoyed that because, I enjoyed that he was just trying to be a friend to her.
Yeah.
Like
I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, like you might think like in certain scenes that he might be trying to pursue a relationship. But no, it's this really pure friendship that the two have.
Yeah, I like how they don't like the sign language, but the sign language version to her, that her version, Kimiko's version of it. And I really like it because it's just like showing more character development a bit more closer than before. So yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed. I mean, this doesn't just go for Kimiko, but for a lot of people, I enjoyed seeing how they react and interact with Stormfront.
Yeah.
And then obviously how that comes to a head in the final episode where they beat the living shit out of her.
That was
really satisfying.
In the comics, fun fact, I think none of you are going to read the comics, but in the comics,
I doubt I will.
A male version of Stormfront, that was it. He was in this only for one graphic novel, and he got absolutely shit on. Yeah.
Well, was he also a Nazi?
Yeah.
Good then.
Because this one was more. It's got Frenchie, Butcher, MM, not the female, and another one. He was in episode 7. He was Russian, by the way, and his name Sausage Lover, Sausage Lover, but the one that had a really weird penis. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in it.
Nice.
And then they beat it out of her. And this one was symbolising, like, when World War II, when Germany got defeated, and Germany got absolutely destroyed. So, that was representing that. But Huey was in this comic bit, but he's Scottish. He had to do nothing with it, so, yeah. In the comics, Huey looked like Simon Pegg, shaved his head, but yeah.
Oh, so Simon Pegg from Hot Fuzz, basically.
Yeah, so
nice.
Simon Pegg was supposed to be Huey in The Boys, but got a younger version of him.
Yeah, they gave it to Dennis Quaid's son, Jack Quaid. I think he's great. I think he's very down to earth and a very likable character.
Yeah, he's a very nice person. He's very knowledgeable about superheroes. I can tell.
Yeah. I enjoy his music sense.
Oh yeah, the music sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of good music, as you said in the show. I really enjoyed the final kind of montage at the end of episode 8 to God Only Knows. I mean, not only is that a great song, not only is it in Love Actually, but I really enjoyed how they wrapped up the season. MM goes home and Frenchie and Kimiko have their dance and they set up some stuff for the future of the show. But I don't necessarily want a season 3.
Sorry?
I don't necessarily want a season 3. I think if it ended here, I'd be more than happy. Because it ends.
I think it's going to end in season 3. That's my prediction. It's going to end in season 3 because we will get to see a really lot more darker side of Homelander. A really, really dark side.
I assume so. I mean, at the end when he's jerking off
and
in
Black
the sky.
Noir, I think Black Noir is going to go all out in the 7. Like, I feel like he's going to betray Maeve.
Well, I honestly don't know what they want to do with Black Noir. I mean, it seemed like they were setting him up as giving him some sort of arc. There was that scene where he was crying when he found out about Compound V. There was a scene where he was crying, and I thought there was going to be a lot more to his character, but it doesn't really seem so. I mean, in episode 7, he just kind of. It's just dealt with an Almond Joy. So
Almond Joy, that's an actual fruit.
Fruit.
Actual.
Yes, Almond Joy, the best fruits.
Yeah.
My favourite fruit. We're not sponsored by Almond Joys, but they are not fruit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say fruit because there's a lot of things called fruit bars. But anyway.
You fool.
Yes. Anyway, and then we get to see more different sides to the 7 because we get to see A-Train, who got kicked out in the 7 but returned back into it by the Church Collective.
Yeah, the Church was an interesting one.
The Deep having a midlife crisis and don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd care about Deep. I mean...
Yeah, I don't care about
it.
I feel like to see him that he was just absolutely confused about that that head popping scene, my head's safe.
Right, yeah. I feel like he was just there because he was in season 1. I honestly don't feel like he really had much of a role in the show.
I see
in season 2. I don't think in all honesty, I think they could have just removed his character and not much would have changed for me.
That the boys didn't want, but the people that didn't want the Deep to be left out. Well, he is going to be left out anyway. But yeah, we'll see how this goes, and I'm just hoping that the Deep will have a bit more of a redemption arc in season 3. Maybe?
Yeah, well, I hope he gets something to do. Like when he had the whole scene where he chased the boys
with the whale.
Yeah, with the whale. I thought that was quite a fun scene. But I would have quite liked to see more of him.
One scene that maybe after a few seconds, maybe when the 7 got to the Deep, Black Noir was trying to say goodbye to the whale. I think I was really shocked about it.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And Black Noir, we did kind of see a bit more of him, but the boys, TV producers and the storyline, they were like, oh, you got to see more, but instead we just got a little bit more screen time, but I thought
not overly. Was that episode 3 or 4 with the whale?
3.
Right, I think that was the episode that really had a kind of a paradigm shift, because I think until that point, they kind of presented Stormfront as this kind of, edgy, pretty cool hero. But then when she goes on her kind of killing spree at the end of the episode, where
that was a very, very good twist right there.
Yeah, showing her as like a proper racist and doing horrible things to innocent people. I thought that was pretty much the perfect way.
I thought that was very satisfying in the end.
The end really, really brought that back and, made sure that she got her comeuppance. And I thought her death scene, where she's all burnt and, on the floor and she's and she's speaking in German, I thought that was a really, really fitting end for the character.
Yeah.
Nothing else that she can say other than just...
Yeah, but I do think that's the last time we see her, because I think they're going to use that body for something else.
Oh, yeah? I'm not sure, because there's obviously... Is it Soldier Boy?
Soldier Boy.
For season 3, played by Jensen Ackles, and I think that he's going to be more of a villain as well.
Yeah,
so...
I really want to see... Well, we did see, Stormfront, a bit like a secret Nazi in this one, but I really want, Soldier Boy in this one to be a bit more, problematic, and everyone sees a bit, Bought as a bit going off the rails a bit, so...
it's kind of mad that Vought, got away with... Well, I don't think they got away with it, but they managed to, hide a lot of their wrongdoings and stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty evil corporation right there. But the thing is that, so the clever thing about this, there was a character, the senator, I think, what was her name? Victoria? I think, yeah, Victoria. So Is she
the head blower one?
Yeah, this was a great plot twist. That she was the head explosion person who did the thing, and it made all make sense, especially in episode 7. And here's the thing: so every time when Vought gets a bit fine about their someone finds about their secrets, someone's heads explodes. In when Raina head explodes, she was talking about there was a coup in Vought, and then in episode 7, the head explosion. I actually thought it was Cindy in episode 6. Huge escaped, but that's a really good twist, because there was a character called Vic the Beak, who was exactly like Victoria. So I'm glad they explored. They picked out the characters from the comics, and also there's little hints of her being a soup. So I like that, and and she. The weird thing that she's trying to go against Vought, but secretly she's for Vought. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think Vaught's an interesting, a force to take down, because after everything, 8 episodes of the season, the characters didn't make a lot of leeway. They didn't really affect a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the that Starlight and Huey wanted Compound B to be out in the press. I think that was intentional, because no one had exploded, and they always wanted their stock prices to be high. So yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, and we what was his name? Who played as Edgar?
Edgar,
do you know the boss of Vought?
Oh, Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah, brilliant as normal.
Yeah, he's a good choice in the role. He plays a very similar character to who he does in Breaking Bad. And
yeah,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's good. So.
He's good. Who else? I really like the storyline of the boys. And can I just say about the jokes poking at Marvel and the Joss rewrite stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I think there are some really, really funny moments concerning that, and pretty topical. I really enjoyed all the stuff concerning the filming of the shows, like A-Train, like not the shows, the films. Like when A-Train was like, he said his emotional goodbye, and then
it was a trash monologue, but
yeah, exactly, and then it wasn't even Homelander there. I think that all those ways are like really like nice and subtle ways, and in some cases not subtle ways of showing reflections of how they have done it and will do it in the industry of comic book films.
Yeah, and it's really funny to see how superheroes going to make their own films. And,
the exploitation of that I really enjoyed, or it was really interesting to see. The furthered exploitation, specifically with Maeve. The way that they jump on her sexuality. And we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna make this whole campaign around, you're
gay.
Yeah, exactly. You coming out. It's like, oh yeah, we've got all this stuff about you being like out and proud, and it's like, well, this is
this seems
not fun to watch.
It looks like that. This was like Homelander's plan all along, trying to show as Maeve as a homosexual, as gay, and this is how cunning Homelander is, trying to manipulate people and trying to control, and it's pretty scary as a character, because in TV show people see him as like a huge national hero who saved people, but he's a very evil.
Yeah, he kind of becomes a sort of a figure of controversy in this season, and I really enjoyed the scene where he he kills that whole crowd of people.
Yeah, in his imagination.
Yeah, in his imagination, and that was like a real like they would totally do that.
Yeah, I think they're going to do that in season 3. Homelander's definitely going off the rails.
Yeah, well, the ending of the season with him jerking off in the sky, he's definitely
Yeah.
He still feels like he wants that control.
Yeah. I'm just. I thought Anthony Starr at the end of season was very, very scary. He had that that bit that he's completely lost his mind, and he's just laughing, and just it reminds me a bit like the Joker, a bit like Evil Superman, a bit like all those mixed together, and
he definitely has elements of all of them, all intertwined within his kind of personality.
I'm just really, really hoping to see more of that in season 3. What else? The music. The music's improved a lot, because we get to see like the background to music to the characters, and like Huey. We found out why Huey loves Billy Joel.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That small little bit of character growth, character depth. I would like a bit more of an orchestral score though. They have like a bit of a score, like a leitmotif for the 7, but nothing really jumps out at me as being like a proper like really good score. Like some shows can have like really, really good like instrumentals sometimes, so I just like to see more of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we get to see there's a lot of bit of redemption arcs in this TV show, I think. Like Lamplighter. Oh, we haven't talked about Lamplighter.
Lamplighter was just such a surprise. Seeing Sean Ashmore playing like a pyro type character after he played Iceman in the X-Men films, that was just really cool casting. Just really fun little nod.
Yeah, I thought that was really a good idea to do that. So Lamplighter, I thought Lamplighter was really funny in this one, because of the like he was working for Sage Group. But the thing is that they've done is trying to make sorry for the character, but yeah, it's just funny how like, oh no, I want you to try and stop me, but but there's a bit of redemption arc in. There was a huge redemption arc for Lamplighter in episode 7, where he's trying to sacrifice himself for that as well. But
I don't know. I wouldn't call that a sacrifice. I think that was more like him just being totally done with it. I don't think that was really like any kind of redemption. But
oh yeah, something else. I don't know, but kind of angry about that anyway.
Yeah.
But my theory on Lamplighter is that he's gonna be brought back in season 3. They haven't talked that the 7 hasn't talked about a dead body.
Wait, when?
They haven't talked about a dead body in the 7 that room.
Oh right, okay. So you think they're covering? Well, they might just be covering it up. But that's
really?
That is interesting because,
Yeah.
You've got that will definitely make some rising tension between Maeve and Black Noir.
Yeah, and maybe they're going to use like old characters who got killed, to try and stop maybe Homelander or one of the people go a bit rogue in the 7. So maybe they're going to use the old characters to try and stop them. So that's what I think.
Can they do that though? Like, I'm not sure if they can, reanimate people from the dead. Especially, like, in the case of Lamplighter and Stormfront, they're both... You good?
Yeah, you're breaking up a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the case of Stormfront and Lamplighter, their bodies are shriveled to a crisp. So I don't really know how they're gonna, then go and bring them back.
Maybe. But, that's my theory. And what else? There's a lot. We kind of see a bit of love between Becca and Butcher, and they kind of see their background and they show that there's really good moments in the TV show that are really happy. And I love the scene when Huey and Annie were singing "We Didn't Start the Fire." And,
yeah,
that was like the happiest moment of the series.
That is impressive. Like, there are a lot of words in that blooming song. There's a lot to remember. So well done them.
Yeah, and I really love that. It's just it brings out the happiness. And there's a lot of dark things in the TV show, so yeah, I like that.
I agree. Anything else to say on The Boys before we wrap up?
That's it, really. But the one thing that I really like is that that Black Noir's got a lot of dialogue. He's a very amazing actor. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's got so much. Like, amazing speeches,
and he's got so much range. I mean, does anyone shut him up? But yeah, I don't know what they've done with Black Noir, but
yeah, that's.
I hope he does better speeches in season 3. So
yeah, that's one that I'm interested to see the development of. All right, okay, so that's our.
Is it, folks, for the Boys is 2. But before we wrap it up, what do we rate it out of?
Oh, it's a good question. Good question.
I'll go first because I've been loving this TV show for weeks and weeks. So I would give it an 8 or a 9. But mainly an 8 because it's a really, really good TV show, but there were some problems. But I can't remember because there was so many good stuff. But maybe it's a 9, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I would just give it on either one of them. What do you think, Tom?
I think I agree. I think I'd say 8. Just because, yeah, you know, like, it's very good, but it doesn't have the it doesn't add a lot to the game.
I see what you mean.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, just to my own personal preference.
Yeah.
And also there's the fact that quite a couple of characters feel like they're just there out of necessity and not because they actually have like a real role in the story.
Yeah, and usually with I wish there was like more there's like some smart moves in the boys, like ingenuity, like when people are getting smart and they thought, haha, got you now. So
yeah,
a bit like something like that, and something shocking at the end of season finale. But no, I thought you enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I definitely recommend it if you got Amazon Prime.
Yeah, me too. I think it's one of those shows that, I mean, only 16 episodes across the 2 seasons, so take a day, watch it. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, if you're into superheroes, but this is much darker type superhero. But
yeah, this isn't your granddad's superheroes.
This is not your Marvel or DC.
No, this is much different.
Much darker, but yeah, we totally recommend it.
Yeah, it's just like Watchmen if all the characters were just assholes. And it was obviously if it was in the modern day as well.
Yeah, I recommend Watchmen TV show as well.
Yes.
Great. Watchmen's much better, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about our weekly viewing segment. What have you watched this week?
I was trying to say me, but okay, never mind. Yeah, this is the weekly segment. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna try and beat that. I think that you've peaked as a human being.
That's true. So, what have I been watching this week?
It's a good question.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Okay, so I went to the cinema on Thursday for the final day that it was on, and I watched Akira, which is
What? Akira?
Akira.
The anime film?
Yes.
Oh, I wanted to see that. No.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was. So it wasn't dubbed, which I was very happy about. I watched it on the super screen, so it was a bit difficult at first to read the subtitles and then look up at the screen because it was such a big screen. But I really enjoyed it. It had loads of style, and it just like in a lot of ways, it's very similar to The Boys in a way that like there's this kind of corporate exploitation of people with special abilities, and that was interesting parallels, especially having just watched The Boys. But yeah, it was really cool, and the characters were likeable, and there's a lot going on, but it wasn't necessarily difficult to follow. The only thing I would say is that there were some weird editing choices, like sometimes it will cut to something really randomly without some sort of reaction shot from a character, or the ending went a bit too explicit. Like, the idea is that this force is taking over someone, but then they literally make it like properly take over in more of an explicit way. But other than that, I think it's great, and it's one of those things that has so much, style to it that, it's something that's like, I would definitely watch again, and I'd watch something else from that universe. I don't know if there is anything else from the universe, but, it's the kind of thing that I'd like to get, like, artwork of and stuff like that, because it's got so much style. I'd give it an 8 out of 10, and I would definitely recommend it. I actually don't know where it's on, but get it on Blu-ray or something. I think it's worth it.
I hope it's on other cinemas as well, because they're being.
Well, it was at the cinemas, but I don't know if they're on them anymore because most of them are closed. What about you? What have you watched?
Okay, what have I been watching? So I watched City of God finally.
Yes, you did. You finished City of God.
Yes, I enjoyed it. It was a very different foreign film, because usually when you watch foreign films, they're mainly in Europe or in Asia as well. But this one's a Brazilian film, and this really surprised me because there's a lot of we get to see a bit more of the culture of Brazil, and a bit of like the danger of it, of City of God. And I really like the characters that they don't have a real name or some, and it kind of like reflects on the actual thing in City of God, like different clans, and this was based on a true story, which is totally crazy, and there was really good moments that I really liked, and yeah, I just really liked the characters, and they were likable, unlikable, and they acted really well. But I've heard about a documentary that some people got their money off in making the City of God film. But yeah, I just really liked the art style of it, and yeah, I totally recommend it. Maybe it's a 9 or a 10, I think. Yeah, I recommend it. I'm not sure it's on Amazon Prime or Netflix, but watch it on Blu-ray. It's really good.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love that film. Okay, so I also, at the cinema, before it closed, so on Monday, I went to an unlimited screening where I watched Saint Maud, which is a new horror film about this nurse who is a... she's either Catholic or Christian, I'm not sure, but she's very religious, and there's this whole, you know, it makes a lot of comments about, you know, how close people are to religion, and how dangerous it is in this kind of setting, and it's one of those horrors that's like, I'm not a giant fan of horror. I always think that horrors, you know, are either like really solid or, you know, just fine. And this was kind of in the middle. So I liken it to Hereditary, where it had a lot of great things to say, and it really did it really subtly and really cool. And then in the end, it decided, let's go and let's make this very, very clear for the audience. We've hinted at it, we've made it subtle, but let's explicitly show the audience. And I feel like it did this in Hereditary too, and I feel like it's the same thing in Saint Maud. It falls apart after this. You know, it decides to go all out with itself, and I think it works much better, you know, when it's being subtle. I don't think the ending was completely, you know, I don't think it ruined it, but I just think that it did, you know, it kind of took away from some of the, you know, things of the film. I also felt like some of the characters' choices felt a bit aimless, and I couldn't really see where the motivations were. But other than that, you know, I thought it was a solid little horror film, and it's really getting a lot of praise, and I do get that praise, and I just, yeah, it's the first ever film of the director who made it, and I thought, I just thought it was really impressive for someone to make a film that good so early on. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, maybe 8 if I was being like super generous. And I think I would, you know, recommend it. You know, if you like stuff like Hereditary, it's one of those horror films that I think, you know, a lot of people will like it, or will probably get this cult following. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. What another thing you watched?
Let me just go through the stuff that I've been watching. Okay, so I watched a film called Sicario.
Yeah.
Sicario 2 as well. So those are the things that I've watched. So these films are really good. Have you seen them, Tom?
I've seen the first one.
The second one's really good. These films are really, really dark and gritty, and this is a very different directing style to Denis Villeneuve, who does like massive sci-fi films like Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, and he's doing Dune as well, or June. So and I thought this is a really different approach, and it's a bit more realistic, a bit more exciting, or a bit dark, but there's really good moments that I really liked, especially with Benicio. How do you say his name?
Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, Benicio del Toro. He is amazing in this one. He's very, very different because we've seen him in a little bit of comedic films, but this one he's super serious and dark. And Josh Brolin, yeah, he's great. I just can't stop thinking that he's Thanos. Josh Brolin, it's because he has that same voice, but yeah. And the second one, very, very well done. Different director, but I totally recommend it. 10 out of 10. Yeah. Tom, what have you been watching?
That's actually it for me this week. I did watch After, but I'm not going to talk about that. It's just a bad film. It's a bad film. It's a bad film. After. You know After? It's on Netflix.
Oh.
It's bad. It's bad. Yeah, I watched it with my girlfriend as like a fun thing. It just made us...
Why did you watch it with your girlfriend?
Well, it was bad. We just made us both sad.
Really? Come on, man.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
You could have watched something better.
I'm sorry.
You could have watched.
I'm sorry.
You could have watched a very, very, very funny film.
I know. We could have watched a better film, but we didn't. But anyway, yeah. Okay, let's get on to some. Let's get on to answering those lovely, lovely emails.
Email time,
Okay, so once again, if you want to get in contact with us, outoftimefilmpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Twitter or Instagram, or just comment on one of our videos. Today we have one email and one comment. So we've got an email here from Zane, friend of the show. He says, in other news, Steven Smash Bros. Is hype, even if I don't play Smash Bros. Because memes. I agree. I do agree.
Memes?
I agree. I think I'm super excited. I also don't have, a Switch to play Smash Bros. On, but I'm really excited for Steve in there.
You should get Switch, Tom. You should get Switch.
He says, it's a shame this amazing podcast started during social distancing. Those damn Skype calls are annoying. I agree. The Skype calls are super annoying. We'll get back in person one day.
What you talking about?
The Skype calls. You know, us like talking on Skype. It's annoying, but we'll get back in person one day.
Yeah. But the good thing is that I bought a really good microphone.
Yeah, you've got a microphone. So when we're back in person, we'll try that out and we'll be able to have super, super crisp sound.
Yeah, you'll hear me in the most detailed voice ever.
And he also says the Spider-Man remaster makes me want to rip my eyes out. I agree. It looks.
I definitely agree with you.
I mean, it looks good, like physically, but it's just the fact that it looks so much like Tom Holland, and this is supposed to be like a guy in his mid-20s, and he looks like 6. It's just weird. Yeah.
Any questions as well?
Yeah, no questions from Zane the thumbnail man. But we also have a comment on our favorite video game podcast from Abiz4Shiz. Very nice. And he's given us his top 10 video games. So I'll call it from number 10. So number 10 is Doom from 1993. I didn't even know there was a Doom from 1993.
Yeah,
that's cool. Injustice 2 at number 9. That's cool. I do want to read the Injustice graphic novels. I've never played the games, but I want to read those graphic novels actually. Number 8, GTA San Andreas. My dad used to play that.
That's a really good game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Number 7, Batman Arkham Asylum. You know, I recently went back on my Arkham Asylum game. I haven't played it since 2017. Can you believe that?
2017?
It's been 3 years since I played Arkham Asylum. That is incredible.
Wow,
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Number 6 is Mortal Kombat from 2011. Number 5 is...
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah. That's a really good game as well. I've heard... Yeah. So...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, is Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah. maybe playing that, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Number 4 is Mario Kart DS. Never had Mario Kart on the DS.
Wait, what? You had never had Mario Kart DS?
I had it on the Wii. I had it on the Wii, just never on the DS. I'm sorry, John.
You're disappointed in me.
It's because I played Professor Layton, which is much better content.
But you've never played Mario Kart. That's a bit more.
I've played it on the Switch. I played it on the Wii. That's 2 out of 4. Number 3 is Doom 2016. Of course, I've heard so many good things about that game.
And let me guess, the number 1 thing is Doom Eternal.
No, you fool. Number 2 is Smash Bros Ultimate. Yeah. Great game.
Actually, good choice.
Bloody great game. Number 1, Batman Arkham City. I can't argue with that. It's a great game. It's a brilliant game.
Yeah, that's a really good taste. Who was the name?
A-Biz for Shiz. Amazing.
Thank you for your great taste in video games. If you have any video games or any films to recommend, please comment down.
Yeah, comment down. You know, there's loads for us to tell us about. But yeah, it's interesting because we've had 2 comments on that on that video, and both people, so both Alex and Abiz4Shiz, has both put Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City on their lists. So just a testament to how good those games are.
Yeah. And the podcast is doing well. We got 19 subscribers. Yay!
We do, yeah, that's good. Thank you everyone for all that.
Thank you. So yeah, share it to everyone that who are into films or anything like that. So please, if you have anything to share about, just do everyone.
Yeah, if you have emails, hit us up. We enjoy reading them. Okay, so without further ado, let's end it up. This is another quite short episode today. This is our second shortest video so far, but that's cool. That's
very short.
Yeah, it is, but I feel like we've covered covered our grounds well enough. But yeah, thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed, leave a like, share it, leave an email or a comment or anything like that, or DM us on Twitter and Instagram. If you do wanna contact us, we're at outoftimefilmpod@gmail. On Twitter and Instagram, we are at outoftimefilmpod. I'm on Tom the Bodman at Twitter.
I am Comedy John 42 on Twitter.
And yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you're all keeping safe. Here in England, we're going to get some more lockdown restrictions as of tomorrow. Yes.
Please be safe. Please wear a mask and wash your hands at all times.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, constantly wash your hands. Don't never stop washing your hands. Just at all times. Just keep on going.
Keep social distancing.
Yes, because it might be difficult, but you gotta do it.
Especially on Friday, there was a girl who sat 2 seats away from me because they were social distancing.
I don't think that was social distancing, John. I just think she was physically repulsed by you.
That's just. But she had to go home, and then the group chat, she said that someone else has the coronavirus and she got it.
So, oh no!
Yeah.
So social distance, folks. But yeah, without further ado, we'll be back next week for another video. We don't know what we're going to be talking about yet. We got a couple of weeks before we're going to start talking about the Mandalorian. But for now, we're going to leave you with a take what you're given.
Give nothing back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Arrivederci. Auf Wiedersehen.
That is definitely words that I know.